Now, I want you to turn to the Department of Children and Family Services records again. Call 1-920-199, 12:09 a.m. Just take a look at that paragraph. The part here, do you recall it says here that the son has visited her and been seen kissing his mother on the lips, overly affectionate acting. Do you remember telling that to DCFS?
My words were not over affectionately acting. If you look at any of my records, it would say it was inappropriate in a way that a son does not kiss his mother.
Okay. But the other part, kissing his mother on the lips, you did say?
Yes.
Okay, this morning bright red blood was seen on the pad of the bed. You relayed that to them?
Well, it wasn't the pad of the bed. It was a pad that goes on the bed, but it wasn't the actual bed.
Okay. And then I'm skipping, it says the son was present at the time. Carolina was medically checked and found to be bleeding from her rectal area. Did you, in fact, say that to DCFS?
Previously asked and answered 4 or 5 different times.
And like I've told you the last 4 or 5 different times, no, I did not tell them that.
All right. Do you know why they wrote that?
Form calls for speculation.
I have no idea.
Taking a look now at the second 9/21/99, 4:12 p.m. note, and looking at the page 2, the top there, where it begins a doctor. Did you see where it says a doctor examined her and only found evidence of bleeding hemorrhoids?
Yes, I read that.
Okay. And did you, was that information that you gave to the Department of Children and Family Services?
Same questions asked yesterday.
No, it wasn't. And if you continue to read down where it says that she was transferred to Florida Hospital South, which I pointed out yesterday, which makes me believe that this was not typed as we were talking in verbatim, because she was never transported to Florida Hospital South. She went to ORMC, which would lead anybody to believe that somebody typed it up after the conversation and they were confused on the context and misinterpreted what was told to them.
Moved to strike as non-responsive. All right, so the statement in there, on page 2 of the abuse report, that a doctor examined her and only found evidence of bleeding hemorrhoids is an incorrect statement.
Same question asked yesterday. Objection.
It's my understanding, I mean, I'm not trying to be sarcastic, but this is a new deposition, right? I guess the question was, in any event, this is an incorrect statement in the record.
Which statement?
A doctor examined her and only found evidence of bleeding hemorrhoids.
That's incorrect.
Okay. Because, in fact, Carolina DeStefano was not bleeding from her rectum, to the best of your knowledge, when she left.
I never checked her
Sunbelt.
rectum. I looked at her bottom.
Okay, so you're saying you don't know whether she was bleeding from her rectum?
I'm saying that I did not look at her rectum, so I would not know if there was any bleeding.
Okay. All right. Doctor, could you please tell the jury your name and your business address?
My name is Ronald Anthony Black. My business address is Hospital Drive, Towanda, Pennsylvania 18848.
Let's go to September 21st, 1999, Doctor. Let me ask you, what do you recall happening with Mrs. DeStefano on that date?
One of the nurses, I cannot say who, from Sunbelt Nursing Home, requesting my immediate attention at the Sunbelt Nursing Facility because there was a problem. As I recall, by the time I got there, there had been a restraining order placed in effect against Mr. DeStefano. So he was not present. In fact, I was told he couldn't come on the premises.
At that point in time, did you examine Mrs. DeStefano?
To the best of my recollection, yes.
Let's go to September 21st, 1999, Doctor, and if you feel comfortable reading your note the doctor's progress note dated 9/21/99.
Okay, it says patient has frequent impaction, and this presumably could account for the bleeding, but further evaluation is clearly needed. We'll transfer to ER for evaluation.
If you will find, there is a transfer order we've marked as Exhibit 1A. Do you see that, Doctor?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, can you tell the jury, first of all, what is that document we've marked as Exhibit 1A?
The document is a standard physician order sheet, which they ordered back on September 21st of '99 for the transfer of Mrs. DiStefano to I can't read it all, to Orlando Regional Medical Center or facility for evaluation of bright red blood per rectum.
That's your signature there where you signed the order to have Mrs. DiStefano transferred to ORMC?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right, Doctor. Now, at that point in time, did you examine Mrs. DiStefano?
To the best of my recollection, yes.
Now, Doctor, can you tell the jury basically what you did on your examination and what your findings were?
Sure. She did have the new exam. She had heme-positive stool, which, again, doctor took for blood in her stool.
Okay. Now, you said you've been saying the word heme, and on here it says H-E-M-E. What does that mean?
It's actually short for hemochromatic, or hemochromatic is basically Latin for blood.
Okay. And so heme-positive stool, in the way you write that, means that you found microscopic amounts of blood in her stool.
Correct.
Good morning, Dr. Wilson. Could you please state for the record your name and your home address?
Lynn Wilson.
And Dr. Wilson, by whom are you currently employed?
ORMC.
Okay. Did you perform an examination on Carolina DiStefano?
Yes, it's on page 7.
All right. Then at the top of page 7, I guess is the general examination that you performed upon her?
Correct.
All right. Can we go to the GI portion? And it says H-E-M-E, negative rectal. Is that what that says?
Correct.
What does that mean?
There was no blood in her stool.
Okay. And how do you determine whether there's blood in her stool or not?
You do a rectal exam and you take a smear of the stool on one of the Hemocult developer cards, and you put chemicals on it which reacts with blood and changes the color.
How do you determine that there was no blood other than the Hemocult?
The Hemocult, and also looking.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes you don't have to do a Hemocult.
Okay. All right. So, and by, when you say by looking, I guess you put your fingers into her rectum?
I also performed an anoscope.
Okay. Doctor, what did you determine a cause of the microscopic amounts of blood that you found in Mrs. DiStefano's stool on September 21st, 1999?
Not definitively, no.
And what are fissures, tears, or bruisings indicative of, Doctor?
Any sort of forceful trauma could cause that.
Okay, but you didn't...
But as far as, I didn't see anything like that. Didn't see any bruises. Didn't see any evidence of any overt cause of bleeding, no.
Doctor, did you, on your rectal examination of Mrs. DiStefano, did you find any evidence, or did you find any internal or external hemorrhoids?
I'm going to say no, not to my memory. Typically, if I had, I would have documented that on the record, which I did not do. So I'm going to say no.